Hi, how you going? If I asked you what the top marine predator was, what would your answer be?
Shark.
Maybe the shark. Actually, it's us, the human race. Last year, global fish consumption hit a record high of 37 pounds per person per year, according to the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations. Global fish stocks are rapidly declining, yet on average we eat 4 times as much as we did since 1950. For the past 5 years, I have been passionately interested in the state of our oceans. Did you know that scientists predict by the year 2048, commercial fish stocks will be empty? Today, I would like to discuss the problems of overfishing and how it is affecting our oceans and our climate. How do we know something is wrong? We have lost 90% of the ocean's big fish, according to the study published in the academic journal Nature. Ransom Myers, a fisheries biologist, stated, "From giant blue marlin to the mighty bluefin tuna, and from tropical gropers to the Antarctic cod, industrial fishing has scoured the global ocean. We have rapidly, since the 1950s, with the onset of industrialised fisheries, we have rapidly reduced the resource base to less than 10%, not only in some areas and not just for some stocks, but for entire communities of these large fish species, from the tropics to the poles. 85% of the world's fisheries are exploited. We are set to not only lose a huge number of species to extinction, but entire ecosystems, which leads me to my next point. Did you know that phytoplankton produce 50% of the world's oxygen? These tiny ocean plants, microscopic organisms, live at the water surface. Overfishing causes a drop in nutrients which they require for photosynthesis. This has a devastating impact on our global carbon cycle. So what has caused this decimation? Quite simply, overfishing. There are a number of ways we are raping and pillaging our oceans. Fishing limits are controlled by internationally agreed quotas. The quotas are supposed to be based on scientific data. Unfortunately, government organisations ultimately decide on the quotas set. An example of this practice lies in the hands of the International Commission for the Conservation of Atlantic Tuna, or ICAT, which has pushed the bluefin tuna to the brink of extinction. An internal review branded ICAT's limits a travesty of fisheries management and an international disgrace. Scientists recommended, in order to rebuild the bluefin tuna population, set a limit of 10,000 tonnes per year, and just to avoid stock collapse, a limit of 15,000 tonnes per year. ICAT disgustingly sat 29,500 tonnes, and ICAT scientists published figures that the actual catch was close to 61,000 tonnes. Another cause of the overexploitation is the billions of dollars governments spend subsidising their fishing industries. They are trying to protect jobs and a way of life for communities. Marine biologist Sylvia Earle said, "What is not realised is that when the fish are gone, the way of life will come to an end anyway. What we are doing is just not sustainable." Technological advances in the size of industrial fleets leave no fish behind. Fleets now use planes to spot shoals. They have advanced sonar and radar technology. Fleets fish longer and further distances than ever before. The might of our fishing armoury far outweighs our ability to control ourselves. The way in which commercial fleets catch marine animals is another example of this destructive industry. There are 2 main systems for fishing, nets and longlining. One of the most destructive in the net system is the process of bottom trawling. Large weighted nets are dragged across the ocean floor. Not only is everything in its path taken, but the entire ocean floor is scraped. Everything on the ocean floor is taken, including coral, sea fans, sponges and starfish. In entire ecosystems are destroyed. The mouth of the largest trawling net is big enough to accommodate 14 747s. 14. The second system is long lining. It is the practice of running out long lines that range from 1 mile to 62 miles in length. The long lining industry last year set 1.4 billion hooks on enough line to circumnavigate the globe 550 times. Long lining has been synonymous in killing many species unintentionally. The FAO reports that tens of thousands of albatross, 40,000 sea turtles, and over 100 million sharks are killed annually in the long lining industry. And people still fear sharks. I wonder what they think of us. Bycatch is the unwanted fish and marine creatures caught during commercial fishing for a specific species. According to the Food and Agricultural Organisation, 27 million tonnes of marine animals are dumped annually. 35% is directly from shrimp fisheries. So, at the end of the day, if the scientists, the government, the businesses and the fishermen are aware of what we're doing to our oceans, why do we continue to do it? The answer is consumer demand. Earl said, "I don't blame the fishermen for this. We, the consumers, have done this because we have a taste for fish." So, how do we fix this? Can we even fix this? There are solutions. We need to adhere to scientifically recommended quotas. Governments need to stop subsidising commercial fishing industries. We need to be able to control bycatch by improving our fishing technologies. Currently, only 1% of our oceans are protected marine parks. Conservation groups are trying to work this up to 10%. Governments need to greatly increase funding to control illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing. But you, the consumers, need to be aware of what you're eating, how it was caught and where it came from. There are a lot of websites out there that can inform you and make a good decision about seafood. Which leads me to my conclusion. The ocean and its creatures are a finite resource. We have reached the limits of what the ocean is capable of providing. As previously stated, there are many ways we are destroying our oceans through overfishing, whether it be unsustainable quotas, practices, rules and regulations. Finally, the ocean is an elegant swirling temptress full of wondrous creatures. It is a natural wonder and should be a source of inspiration for generations to come. As Jacques Cousteau once stated, for most of history, man has had to fight nature in order to survive. In this century, he's beginning to realise that in order to survive, we must protect it. Thank you.